known as Mimi.
And we have our sidekicks here, and we're going to get to have them go first today so that they can go have a little rest time.
Much needed.
Later than originally we thought we would. And it's just been a kind of a bickery day at our house. Lots of bickering and arguing, and I think everybody just needs a little rest with a book.
A little rest. And this is episode 7.
Episode 7.
Yeah. So here we are again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Strong.
Who's coming up first?
Wait. Rosie can go first. I think Rosie hasn't gone first before. I'm getting argue back. This is the day we're having. Rosie's first.
Rosie's just, Mimi says Rosie first.
And Rosie has great things to show.
Good job, Rosie. I'm so excited to see what you did.
Come on.
Okay.
Get ready. 1, 2, 3. Show it.
Do you have a finish? Is it finished?
No.
Not quite?
Some back stitching.
We can see the kitty's face now.
Yay. It's got Today, she did the nose and the ears, and she's learning how to backstitch. There's a little mistake that so she has to stop because I have to help her. She went down instead of up around the paw. Oh, look how cute.
Was it exciting to see his face come out like that? Was that fun?
Was it surprising when you added the nose, like how it looks like a kitty? Sort of.
Yeah.
Oh, look, there it is. This will have backstitching all over it, right? So the handball will have lines. It'll look
job. Good job, Rosemary. That looks really good. You've been working hard on that.
It's really cute. Millie or Liddy, you can go next. Okay. Are you coming on that side? Okay. I'll scoot back.
I have this. It's well, this is what one looks like finished. It's a pot holder.
Good job. So you just make that one?
Previous finish, right?
Mm-hmm. Look at the pretty end.
Nice. Like braided really pretty, huh?
It did braid up nice.
Before you take it off the loom.
Oh, is that so? That's what you've been working on this week? It's pot holders?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Is this one ready to be taken off?
Yeah, it is. You use like a crochet hook and you hook it on, and then you hook the next one up. Then you take the one you hooked off, like hooked on, off, and then
you're like hooking it over each other.
Braid shape.
Kind of like almost binding off when you're knitting. Mm-hmm. Sounds like.
It is really similar. Just kind
Good job. I like your colors a lot.
I know, isn't that cute?
Really cute. Okay. Good job, Love Bug.
Are you going to go on the right side of me or the left side? Okay.
She's stitching.
She's working as we speak.
Oh.
Okay, you can go ahead.
I had to rip something out.
Oh.
I had to rip all this out.
I had
it almost done.
She had it almost done, and then what did you realize?
That I had a stitch. I think I had 2 stitches off.
So your border wasn't gonna line up.
Right here.
So everyone who's watching will probably be like, oh, I've had that happen before.
Oh, Millie, borders are so hard for Mimi. I make mistakes all the time on my borders.
Next time. Save that for next time. I told her sometimes I make a mistake, like a big one that I have to tear out. And I told her it's called frogging and told her why. Because you have to rip it. I'll put it aside and think, oh, I don't want to do that right now. Then I never want to go back to it. So we just ripped it right out.
Yep.
And she's putting it right back in.
Yep, that's the best way to go about it. It's going to be so cute.
Little woodland animal one.
Yeah.
We don't have to do the full pattern. You can show your knit blanket next week. Remember to have that ready. Try to remember. So.
Goodbye, sweeties. Have a good rest time.
Yay.
Yay from Mommy says yay.
Yay. I don't know. We don't have days like that quite that. I mean, there are always kind of like.
How many
more.
How many weeks of summer have you had so far?
We
3?
is this 3 or 4? Probably 3. This is probably
Yeah.
maybe.
I always feel like they kind of hit that mark.
Yeah, and then maybe it'll get a little better. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have any finishes?
Okay. I have fully finished, 2 fully finishes.
2.
Well, one's fully finished, but I'm going to have to kind of redo it because I'm really unhappy with how it ended up. You want me to go first?
Yeah, you can go first. I only have
Okay.
one, so you have more.
Okay. This was the one, and I've showed it before, but I finally got it in a frame.
Oh.
Now, this
Cute,
frame has like fall leaves on it. I found this frame at a thrift store like 3 years ago, or whatever year I bought this pattern, and I thought that'll be perfect for it.
Oh, that's
But
cute.
what I have found is that it's really wrinkled. It's like I pressed it.
Yeah.
I've been buying sticky board at Joann's. It's their brand. And I don't know if I have a bad batch, but I don't know if one piece was older, but I used a piece that I know I just recently purchased, and it is not very sticky.
Oh, so it's not like sticking firmly to it?
It's not sticking firmly. And so
That would be.
it looks yeah. So I went on Amazon and ordered whatever name brand that one is. I'm sure it's the same stuff that Chelsea and Priscilla use. I forget the name of it.
Yeah.
But I went ahead and ordered 2 8x10 pieces because I'm going to redo this one and get it nice and tight in there. But
Yeah.
I love the frame, and I just felt it was so fallish.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, that's done, kind of done. But yeah, I was really disappointed because I have quite a few pieces of that Joann's, and I feel like I've used it before and I didn't have a problem. But
That's weird.
I know, it's really weird. And this is my one that I'm so excited about.
I don't know what this is. Oh my gosh, that's so cute.
I made her into a little pillow. I don't know, is her face showing up? There's her face.
Yes.
Here's the backing.
Oh, that's perfect for that.
I know.
Perfect.
So excited about this pillow. That I brought my sewing machine out last night, my old one, because it's easier for me to just sit down, and it's okay to do like 4 seams. It's not gonna, otherwise it's so frustrating to sew on because it comes unthreaded all the time. But I figured I could manage 4 seams around, and it did fine, but it's dark in this room. I need a light next to the sewing machine, but I managed to pull it together, and I just need to put a little patch on the back where I've sewn my seam and put a button on there, and she'll be totally done. I think above, so now that I'm working at home, I have my computer desk, and up above my computer desk, I'm gonna put this, it's like a little strip, but it looks like it's made out of bulletin board, cork board, but it's a thin, long strip that you can just hang. And so I'm gonna, rather than a full bulletin board, just have that hanging there, because I need to hang a calendar that I look at all day long, because I'm having to count out days and weeks for things. Yeah. And so I want to hang that. Right now I've been clipping it to the cupboard door of my computer desk. I'm constantly looking down at it, but I want it up. And then I'm going to hang her next to it and hang it there. And this is that Barbara Anna.
Mm-hmm.
And it's her, what was it called?
Oh.
We'll look it up. It was her free one. Well, she had 2 free ones. This is called The Key. I think it's called The Key. And it was a free pattern, her Be Well and Stitch pattern, which I just fell in love with. And I was finishing it last night, and I was thinking about, I worked on it almost exclusively when we first went into quarantine. And I remember I was working on it and watching Tiger King, the Netflix documentary. Yeah. And then when I started watching the old reruns of Mary Tyler Moore, which are just so near and dear to my heart from my childhood, that are on Hulu. And I actually put those on last night. I haven't watched any for several weeks. So I was watching Mary Tyler Moore as I was finishing, putting the buttons on and stuff. And I don't know, I just felt like, okay, this is my pandemic piece. You know, this is what I think I will probably, I think that Lindy Stitches and somebody else, I think a lot of people have cards you can buy to put on the back of things. Mm-hmm. I think I'll just make my own little, because I think they'll be too big. It would take up too much of it, because I think they're bigger cards. Yeah. That would be great on the back of a frame, but I do kind of want to put a little something on here to commemorate pandemic. Yeah. Anyway, so what's yours?
Oh, where'd it go? Oh, here it is. I have a whole basket of stuff at my feet, and I couldn't remember. There it is. Well, I showed this almost finished, but I just finally fully finished it this week. I had sticky board left. I had gotten a big piece of it at Hobby Lobby before Hobby Lobby closed. Oh man, if you go to a modified opening, maybe Hobby Lobby will be available again.
They might be open. They might.
This is a frame. So I've done the spring piece and the fall piece. This is Summer Storm from Alicia Paulson. And springs, fall, summer.
The piece I just showed is the fall.
Stitched the winter one yet, have I, in this series? Oh,
Yeah.
I did?
Yeah, it's the little girl with the clothesline.
Oh yeah, I did.
She's got them.
Oh yeah. So each one of those I have just put on sticky board, and then depending on the season, I just take it out of this frame and just swap that one in. So this frame is always pretty much sitting somewhere in the living room, and it has one of these seasonal pieces in it. And I just never get tired of seeing these. Like I just love them. Here, I'll go in a little closer. I think the girl is so pretty, just out there. I hang my clothes on the line, so like that is just very. My house is not that cute and quaint.
Hey, Dad's gonna put up a clothesline for me.
That'll be nice.
I think if we can find a spot, a retractable one. Yeah.
Yeah, you could totally find a spot for.
Yeah. Well, I figured now that I'm working from home, I can quick throw a load in while I'm working, and then run out if it ever gets hot here, which.
Yeah.
I mean, I spent yesterday wrapped up in a blanket while I was working because I was so cold and I refused to turn the heat on. But
even
I think tomorrow
stuff eventually dries.
Yeah. So I thought, well, it would be nice not to have to run the dryer all the time, especially if I'm home. It was too much to do that when I was trying to get all my laundry done during the weekend when I was working.
Yeah.
So those Alicia Paulson pieces are precious, and I don't think I will, like you, will ever get tired of them.
I love them. They're just so pretty and cute. So.
I loved the flowers on that one that you just showed. On the bottom. That's what really grabbed me.
I've got like zinnias and cosmos about to bloom. I don't know. There's something about, I think because of the long stems and big blooms on the end, they just make, and I just love this little bunny. I didn't notice the bunny when I first looked at this piece. And for some, like the grass, let me see, I'm trying to light, the sun is starting to come in this window. I just love like all the scattered, the popcorn or confetti or whatever you call that.
Yeah.
With the little, I don't know. It's just so pretty.
It is. Good job. Yay.
So that's my only.
I think you've stitched them all like I have. It's just a matter of framing them all.
Yeah. I think they're all framed now and everything. They're all ready to just pop into that frame.
Yeah.
So
good job.
Now, whips.
Okay.
Yeah, whips.
You want to go first?
I don't care. I can go first since you did your finishes first.
Okay. You go first.
I have, and then, so I thought maybe we could talk, guess we should have planned before, but I thought maybe we could talk Jolly July towards the end of like whips.
Okay.
And then include plans / current, like whatever we may have already started for Jolly July.
Okay. Actually, I may need you to pause it in a minute.
Okay.
Not yet though.
That's fine.
But yeah, I need to get my calendar.
Oh yeah. Oh, I don't have that good of plans, so you're ahead of me there.
You go ahead. I'm still digging around here.
I try not to drink like anything while we're filming, but I was so thirsty today.
I know.
A ballet. So my girls all take ballet, for those of you who don't know, but they haven't been able to do ballet during the pandemic. But we've been trying to find resources to do them, like YouTube, and there's a ton of stuff out there, but a lot of it is geared towards adults or really advanced students that are like trying to continue their training, or like preschool level. So finally today I found a YouTube channel of a gal in England who is doing still, I think she's slowing down a little now that things are opening up more, that she still does online like live classes, but she also has some recorded ones now on YouTube for people who have missed that class. And it was perfect, the perfect level for Millie, who's really, really missing ballet. She wants to be a dancer when she grows up. So it's a big priority for her. But I did it with her, and I was like, it was a major workout for me. So anyway, I'm super thirsty and trying not to like be annoying with the drinking on camera, but I'm thirsty and I don't want to be dehydrated.
I'm thirsty too. I think it's just, I think for me it's medications. And if anybody cares to know, my workout today was not ballet, nothing glamorous. My workout was grocery shopping for the next week and hauling all those bags in. And now that I don't have my kids really living here, like Sam used to always come out and help me unload the car. I have to drag all these bags in. And
you need a little, like one of those pop-up wagon things.
Oh, yeah.
Some friends who have one of those. And you don't have a long way to carry them in, but it would be nice. You could just carry them right up to the door and unload them and put them away from there.
I should just back the car right up to the door, but Dad hates it when I drive on the grass. But
He does.
I've done it if it's raining, because if I had a lot of groceries. We're having just our kids that are local. Sarah and Jesse aren't coming over.
I know. We've done a lot of weekend visiting things lately.
Anyway, so I
Plus, I was
told
worried
them
about
all.
the dogs over the 4th of July because they.
Yeah, and I thought about that for you.
That was a big thing. We toured with it, but I just thought, we have a really big dog who, like a big guard dog, and then a small dog and a medium, the one with the broken leg, Opal. And all three of them now, when there's M80s or whatever going off early right now in the evening, they like shove that door open or like wait at the door if one goes off. We have to let all three of them in, which we don't usually let all three in unless it's really cold in the winter. But anyways, they don't do well. One year we went somewhere over the 4th. Was it
last year we went, where did we go? We went somewhere. We went to no, remember we went to Moses. Well, yes, you went somewhere on the 4th and Emmy ran away. And then when we came over later and went to Moses Lake, and your neighbors that night were doing fireworks
later. That
was missing again.
Yeah, that was like a different celebration. They do some. And both like the dogs run away. We don't see them for a few days. If we're lucky, we're always worried we won't see them again. So anyways, we decided we would get close to home this 4th of July.
Yeah, and our dog, she's like 12, and she didn't mind them in the early years, but the last several years, and people, of course, for the last 2 days have been just letting off these huge M80 blasts. And I mean, they startle me because you're just not expecting it. And last night was really bad. Last evening, they were letting them off all around us, but some were farther away, but they're still so loud, and dogs' ears are so sensitive. And she just cowers and shakes and shakes. And of course, it's getting ready to go to bed. We want her to go outside and go to the bathroom so we don't have to get up in the middle of the night. And there had been a couple, and we kind of got her well, she didn't want to go outside at all. And so we actually carried her outside in the backyard, and she did not want to go out there. She kept trying to get back to the back patio. We put her on the grass. She would just lay down. And of course, it had been quiet for a few minutes, right? We thought, okay, good. And as soon as we're out there, 5 more go off. So of course, we finally let her out the front yard, which we don't normally do. And she'll go potty for us more often out there. But man, she goes to the bathroom and she's right back to the door. So tomorrow, I know, even though they're illegal here, they're illegal in most of the surrounding towns around me, but there is one community where it's still legal. And there's a reservation not that far from us where they sell lots of the big illegal ones. And I have a feeling that because of the pandemic and because people have nothing else to do, it's going to be kind of bad tomorrow.
And all those fireworks shows are probably kind of canceled.
They're all canceled. I think there's one in Puyallup, which might actually be on the reservation. And you basically have to make a reservation to bring your car in to watch it. So yeah, I mean, I do like 4th of July. I can tolerate the fireworks the day of, but it makes me mad when they're going off at 10, 11, midnight, days before the 4th. So
it's hard.
Yeah, but anyway, I had a lot of groceries to buy because we're going to do homemade ice cream and in the ice cream maker, and that had a lot of dairy stuff in it. I don't know, I just had a lot of groceries. You'd think it was just like I was feeding a family of 6 still.
Just the 2 of you.
Just the 2 of us. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So this is the Lindy Stitcher's Mystery Stitch Along, and I'm in the middle of the second clue that she just released today. So have you seen it? Did you see the email yet?
I did. I printed it. I haven't started it yet.
So it says, "Onward, noble steed." So she's clearly going to be writing something, but everyone's guessing what it could be, and no one knows. I'm guessing something large because it kind of looks like from the placement of the pattern she's going to maybe be on. Oh, you have the same. Cute.
Yeah. I have not started. Are you doing the?
This is a different.
Yeah.
Everything else is a called for color, I think. Oh, her hair, I think I went a shade lighter just because I didn't have the called for.
Very sweet.
And then this is rhubarb from Colorworks, I think. Rhubarb is the name of it.
What's it called
I think it's
for today, though? I didn't look at
It calls for
a brown.
C that I just didn't have. on
Okay.
hand, and I thought,
Is
oh,
it a red?
that's the word. No, it's a brown, I think. I'm not entirely sure because
Yeah.
I haven't actually seen a picture. That's probably not true. I wonder if in her email sorry.
I think it's all the same. She said the colors were all the same for all 3 clues that you got in the first.
Yeah, so it looks like a brown.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought I saw.
So I just changed it. I saw some other beautiful ones in her Facebook, Lindy Stitchers. Some gorgeous, like really interesting rainbow. You can replace the words with like a rainbow variegated. Oh, it's really cute. With a simpler one.
I thought I had joined her Facebook group, but I hadn't. But
it's fun. It's fun.
I joined and was accepted, so I haven't gotten to go through and look at all of them. But I should actually look at the hashtag. But if you guys are interested in her free stitch along, you just need to sign up to get her newsletter, which you can do from Instagram.
I'll link to her. I'm pretty sure I linked to her in our last week's video too, because we talked about her last week too. But I'll link to her again in this video, so you can just click through and find her, and you just get on her email newsletter list, and she'll send it all out to you.
Yeah.
Now, because people are trying to get on board.
Just
She's
3 weeks.
1,000 people have.
I know.
Doing the stitch along.
I know. It's very sweet. I'm thinking I'm going to make mine into a long pillow.
That's what I'm thinking too. Because what did you see? I didn't exactly plan this well. I used really truly a tiny spot. So I'm hoping it all fits. I think it will, because I think Steed is just the end of it, and I think it's going to go to here. I hope it would run out of room. That would be sad, because it is a little tiny piece of fabric. But if I'm just doing a pillow, then I just need.
Well, did you not look at the dimensions, babe?
I did, and I thought it was enough. But then when I cut it's the same fabric as this. I stitched it here on the bottom piece. And then last night I went and cut it, and I was like, ooh, I hope that's not too close.
Right. So she sends the clues out on Friday. So I guess next Friday will be the third and last clue for it.
I'm excited to see. The tension is.
I know. Very sweet.
I stitched this little guy this week on my Milk and Cream Co. from Plum Street, and I did the cloud up here, the fence, and just him. So just kind of a little, and I think I actually did not have the whole barn done last week. So I think I filled in these windows, and I did actually more on it than I realized until just now. Yeah. Worked on that quite a bit early in the week. And then, I also did some on Jardin Privé. I still just love this one. It's just a peaceful stitch. I don't know. That's all I can keep thinking to say about it, but I just feel like it's just so easy. Peaceful. It's so geometrical that it's very predictable what's going to come next. So this week I stitched the strawberry. Isn't it so cute? I love it. I did a lot of the back stitching in here.
So cute.
To frame those, and then I did all this flower so far this week. So I think I back stitched maybe this whole thing. Yeah. So that one is coming along.
You're definitely going to have to pass that. You're going to have to pass that stash to me, because I love that pattern.
So cute. I love that one.
So it just screams summer.
I know. It's going to be really, really pretty up on the wall. Oh, let's see. There is a little tiny picture of this one. Okay, so I have a story with this one. So I worked on, this is Told in a Garden. Here, I'll hold those together. It's called Farmer's Market, I think is just the name of it. And I bought this partly because my husband really liked it. I liked it too when we were at Shepherd's Bush in Utah. And when I started it, I was like, well, I think I'm going to change it from Amish people. So I started in the middle.
Hold it up closer. There you go.
I started in the middle with these little dolls. Oh, pardon my dirty fingers. I put the dolls, and then I kind of worked. I think I did some of the quilts and worked out this way. So I'll show you in a second. So you can see the buggies here. I decided to change them to flower pots, which I've mentioned before. And I thought I would change all the people to look more modern day, because I was like, nah, I don't really like scrapped that whole plan, got really tired of trying to revamp it, tore out what I had started trying to redo the lady there by the barn. And I just, I think I just knocked my needle out. Ooh. So I scrapped it and I did this whole lady. I am still doing flower pots instead of buggies because I like having a full little, I don't know, maybe I'll do sunflowers or something really simple.
Oh, sunflowers would be so cute in that.
So I think I might try to just find somebody, adapt of sunflowers that I can find. And I have adapted. I adapted out the auction with the people in it. I made it like cute barn doors. Anyway, I just decided one of the reasons I decided to change it was, I heard a needle fall out of the fabric as I pulled that fabric out. So I'm a little nervous, but there was a gal, I think it might be Brenda Loves Samplers. Might be, I meant to look this up and I forgot. I think it's Brenda Loves Samplers, but let me look at her name. Popped up in my, maybe it's Brenda Sampler Stitcher. Let me see. Popped up in my feed this week with a bunch of, oh man, go look up Brenda Sampler Stitcher on Instagram. Her latest posts are old Told in a Garden finishes, so from the same designer, all stitched, I think as called for. And then she's refinished them. Like one of them is now a needle roll. I don't know. I won't show it because I want you to just click through so you can see it. And I just fell in love with hers and thought, the Amish people in that aren't like, it's fine. Like it just looks like how it was stitched. So it swayed me back towards.
Yeah, I think it's very sweet.
Yeah. My last whip, it feels like it's taking a long time, was some work on Light the Way, Come What May, Shores of Hawk Run Hollow. So this is the block I'm working on. Slowly but surely, I didn't feel like, it doesn't look like I did that much, but it really is quite a bit. I did all these rocks. Is that light working? I don't know. There, that's probably better.
Yeah, that was fine when you mouse up. Oh yeah, I know.
So there's like three different colors already represented, and of course I'm stitching it so tiny that it looks like I've hardly stitched anything, which I feel like every week. But just kind of ticking away, getting some stitches in there. I didn't work on it a ton. I didn't like pull it out every night like I had been. And then I have a few Jolly July / plans that I'll save. You show your whips. You can do your Jolly July whips if you want, but I'll give you a chance.
Okay, my whips, some of it was Jolly July, so I'll hold off on that. So
Found the needle. Found that needle.
Oh, good.
I didn't want to put my foot down on it.
No, that would be bad, really bad. Okay, clearly I've got some floss hanging out. I worked on my year at Hawk Run Hollow. But I'm not going to iron this every week because that would be, hold on a second.
We just share it as it is.
Yeah. Okay, so I did, I think last week I had his pants.
Done.
So I've done his jacket, his coat, and he's holding a mug.
Probably a mussel or something.
Yeah, can you see it?
Yeah.
So,
and I can actually see the bird better than I have before.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
I have a feeling that's better lighting than the last time I saw it.
Yeah, I had to play around with his face because it called for a very, it's not really showing up very good, but it called for a very almost off-white face, and I did not like it. So I found a DMC that was kind of a flesh colored, and at first I thought, oh, that's not going to work. It's too close to the, one strand was going to be too close to the color of the fabric that I dunked. But it actually, when you get enough of it on there, it shows up pretty good. So I'm really happy with it. I was talking to Sarah that I realized that when people have talked about finding videos for stitching 1/1, I finally understand what they mean. I used to think, what's the big deal? You just stitch 1/1. But there is, my stitches do kind of slip once in a while underneath the warp and the welt or whatever it is. So I am going to find a really good video. I started to watch one the other day while I was doing other things, so I wasn't paying real close attention, but I think I'll go back and watch it. And it has to, you do your stitch a little different depending on which way the threads are
running.
Oh, I can't even I can't even explain it. She did a really great job though. Huh?
Depending on the weave of the fabric and which you're holding the fabric.
You can see it. You can see those threads bunched up really tight on a piece of Aida because the weave is so tight. You can see that they really do go under and over. I never pay much attention to it until I watched this video. It's a little harder on linen, but I could see it on this when I had my magnifier on. I thought, oh, maybe I'll look at trying that again. So I worked on that the first part of the week, and then I worked on my little Lindy stitches that I showed you. And I did not start that. Anything else? Hold on. Oh, this is my Alicia Paulson. Got this back out. It's her ABC sampler.
Oh, yeah. That might be my next FFO that I focus on.
Yeah. I don't think the person I'm stitching it for will watch this video, so I can just say it. My son and daughter-in-law are having a baby, and they just announced officially, I've known for a while, that it's a girl. And so I do want to get this done. So I stitched on it this week, waiting for Jolly July to start. I had already had the A and the B and the C. I had to rip most of his body out. I had made a mistake on this linen. I had done, instead of over 2, I went over 3 going up. And so it threw that whole cat off and I had to rip it out. And so I did the cat, and then down here is the beginning of a girl. It's her hair. So I worked on that one night. I've been super tired. Yeah, for G. So I don't know what the deal's been, but I've been really tired. And so some nights I haven't stitched a ton. So there was that. And then my other thing that I worked on was, I'm going to show during Jolly July, but Carolyn Zook asked me how my dunking of my hoity-toity went. Because I talked last week about long dog samplers, hoity-toity, and I'm doing it 1/1 on 25 count. And my fabric was just blah. It was just kind of an off-white cream, and I really wanted it a little darker. So I did dunk it, and it dunked a little longer than I planned on, and then I baked it to set it. So now I've got.
Hold it back or something. Everything.
Can you see it?
Our lighting here. I still feel like I'm figuring out how to do this.
I know. Oh, it smells like coffee. But I'm afraid that maybe I did it too long and that it might have actually colored some of that, made it darker. I won't know until I start stitching on it again.
Yeah.
But I am putting hoity-toity on my Whipco board, I believe, for next year if she does it, because I do want to work on it. It is a really beautiful piece. If you haven't seen it before, this is the drama that I had to buy the new pattern for.
Yeah.
So I did dunk it. I did get it taken care of. I think that's really all I worked on except for my Jolly July.
Go ahead and share.
Okay, so can you pause in a minute? I want to get my calendar. Okay, so my Jolly July, I actually printed out a calendar from the Fat Quarter Shop because I had several starts and one whip that I was going to work on. And so I figured out that I was going to work on most of them 2 or 3 days in a row and then rotate out. And then my whip, I actually kind of copied what Jan Hicks is doing for her Jolly July. My whip is my button up for my Prairie Schooler. So that'll actually get hopefully stitched on every night. It's also my Whipco call for this month. So I really need to work on it. But my first Jolly July piece that I started was my Barbara Anna Christmas sampler. And I know some people saw it and they told me that they actually went out and bought it.
Oh, really?
On Instagram.
Oh.
It's just simple and quirky. And I really, really love that Santa. Can you see it?
Yeah.
So actually this pattern calls for DMC variations, which I've never used before. It's basically their variegated. I can't really see it. Yeah, it called for that. It's not reds at all. It's that's a little bit red. Reds and purples.
Huh.
Oops. Did that do anything? I bumped something. Is it okay?
Yeah.
So those are the two main colors. And then it's got some grays and whites. And so I started, and I had kitted this up a couple of years ago, and I had bought a piece of fabric for it, and it's a 28 count. And I thought, oh yay, 28 count. I'll just do it over 2. Well, this fabric was not big enough to do it over 2. So I am again doing something over 1. 28 count. And so I have basically this quirky little reindeer who's very much purple and orange and pink.
Cute. Oh.
That's all I got on it. But that took me one night. I think I started it on my lunch break and finished them before I went to bed.
Sweet.
1 over 1 just takes me
Slower.
a while. Yeah. So that was my first Jolly July. And then today, Fat Quarter Shop's Mistletoe Lane came out. I printed it off, but I didn't bring it in. But I'll be starting that today. And I have just a gray fabric. I didn't bring that in here. So that'll be my plan. So for the rest of this weekend, it'll be Mistletoe Lane. And then I have the Primitive Stitcher, Do You See What I See, or Do You See, and Button Up. So that's what I'll be working on. And I did have a new start planned for tomorrow. It's not Jolly July, but I'm going to start it. And it's Lindy Stitch's A Stitch for Sweet Freedom. So I think I've got fabric in the other room, and I'm just going to start it. I don't think I'll work on it for real long, but I'll at least get some stitches into it. I was really bummed, though, because there's one floss that I can't find anywhere for Sarah and I, and it's the Cherry Cobbler, which the DMC equivalent is 8/16. It's mostly her shirt, I think.
Yeah.
So it'll be fine.
I've got the
You have the color
version here because I
Yeah.
ordered it. So the I'm gonna start it too. I thought I might start it tomorrow. Yeah. So the Cherry Cobbler, I think it might also be on the flag.
Yeah.
And then the spools of thread up at the top. Sorry, I keep like it was actually like that, but I keep trying to fix it.
Yeah.
So I am torn about what to do.
I know. I am too.
You have, and I think you probably have this somewhere. This red. It's called Ruby Slipper. It's a Gentle Arts. And you know, I think I should correct earlier. I think I said Classic Colorworks for something. What was I talking about? Oh, the rhubarb. I actually think it's General Arts. The rhubarb General Arts. I was using on her other pattern that I'm stitching.
The mystery, yeah.
The words on the mystery stitch along, which we don't even have a name for yet because the name would give away whatever it is. So it's just Lindy Stitches. Yeah. Stitch along. So yeah, that was one of my plans. Is I think I'm going to start that tomorrow, and I think that's the only thread I'm missing because some of my haul are these threads that my mom sent over to me because once again I still don't have a way.
I've got your DMCs. I forgot to pop them in the mail today, but we'll pop them in on Monday. That I bought yesterday.
That's fine, thank you. I think this is the navy. I think I'm using the DMC for the navy. Oh, isn't the sky for her dress so cute? I love that.
Gorgeous.
I mean, obviously I like that color because I'm wearing it.
Yeah, it's going to be really pretty.
I think the colors are really pretty. And I think I pulled, well, no, I don't know. I have a bunch of threads.
I know. I usually start in that upper left-hand corner, so that's got one of those red spools. But I don't think I would worry about the variation in the spool too much. But I really would love it for her top of her dress. So I'm going to keep poking around, see if I can find it. My needlework store said that she's been having, well, what brand?
That's a pretty color, that red.
Yeah.
What is the, let's see. Sorry.
It's the color, it's the Classic Colorworks. I guess Weeks is, Gentle Arts is really hard. Some colors are really, she said she hasn't been able to get some of these colors since like October. So she's not sure what's going on with that company, but yeah,
so
it's been a little bit of a challenge.
I think on the flag. I think that's what I was about to show.
Yeah.
That's pretty. That'd be pretty on the flag.
That's really pretty. I think I have.
This is so the other one I didn't get. Did you get the uniform blue for yourself?
You know, I think she was maybe out of that.
I feel like she was out of that one too. So the words are done in, I think, it's Weeks. Oh no, it's Gentle Arts uniform blue.
Yeah.
You can kind of see that pretty variegation. I don't have that color, and she was out of it at our LNS. So this is the color I think it calls for. That's not bad. I mean,
No.
you don't have the variegation. It's just 413, but anyway.
I pulled licorice red.
Oh, that's pretty. I don't have that one.
I don't know what I have it from. And then I did pull the called for caterpillar.
I don't have that one either. That's pretty.
And
That one.
what else did she have? She had, oh yeah, uniform blue. I think she was out of.
Yeah, she was.
That's the sky. And this is the navy.
Oh yeah, and I think
So your color's pretty close.
Yeah, mine is just won't have the variegation in it, but it's only for a little bit on that flat.
Yeah, and there's not a ton of variegation. It doesn't look like in this. I mean, you'll have some really show up.
Yeah.
And then I did buy the whiskey.
Yes, which I think I did too.
Yeah. So I think it's fine. The dress is what I most want the variegation for. I didn't show. I guess I should have showed. Well, the mistletoe lane that I'm doing, I'm going to do on an 18 count, and it's just, I love it. I showed it before. The colors are very, I don't know, I call them retro.
Vintage.
They're kind of new.
Retro or vintage.
Yeah, vintage.
I think it's mid-century.
This is
Like really bright. Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah,
Popular
it's a gray.
Pinks and reds.
This is called Dapple by Picture This Plus. It's 18 count, and these are the colors. So
that's mistletoe lane.
yeah, I really am looking forward to sitting down and starting that today. I know I'm so okay. I'm gonna whine about it again. That doggone printer of ours. Dad can't figure out why it won't print in color for me. And of course, this pattern is a PDF that you print out, and it's in color, but mine prints in black, and it's little tiny symbols. So I'm not. I hope I can do it. And then I was just gonna show real quick. I didn't show it, but my button up. This will get work this week.
Yeah, you should show it. I love it on that gray.
I got to do the snow a little bit more on the dog, and then this is all snow. And my Whipco, I have to finish 3 squares, so this will count as one of them, and then I'll have 2 more. And then there's still 3 more down below that I have to get done before the end of the year.
I bet you'd have that done by Christmas.
I could. Yeah, by winter. This will be a winter piece for me.
Yeah.
Because I put up a lot of snow stuff for my decorations. So that's really my Jolly July, and then I'll show the other ones that I'm going to work on next week when I actually start them, like the primitive stitcher one.
So my Jolly July plans are coming out of this book mainly, which I showed and linked to in last week's video, and I can link again. So every year, I'm like worried they're out there. Every year I give each girl an ornament of their own, which is what you guys did for us growing up.
Mm-hmm.
So that when we got married or we moved into our own place and had our own Christmas tree, we had a whole box full of ornaments to take with us. I loved that. It was like really special. And I've been doing that for the girls ever since they were born. So anyways, I have not handmade a lot of their ornaments. I've done a few handmade. I did stitch some a few years ago, maybe this December. We're still doing this, which I think we will be. I'll pull those out and show them.
Yeah.
This year I did decide I was going to stitch some because it's Jolly July. So out of this book, I picked 3 to start with. So I'm doing this one.
So cute. Oh my gosh, Sarah. I don't think I
stitch one a week. Isn't that cute?
I didn't see that one when you were pointing them out, but the little guys on the sled.
I know. There's like little bunnies on the sled. The deer, all the back stitching is so cute. Like, it's just really nice.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do that one for one of the girls. And this one's nice. And the toadstool, because I love that toadstool.
Yes.
For another girl. I feel like the colors aren't coming through very well because the light is so bright right now. But
which girl's getting what?
I don't know yet. I haven't really decided. I'm thinking Rosie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. Maybe Rosie. Millie, and then I'm on the fence a little bit about the third one I'm going to do. Part of the reason I'm not sure is because I kind of could see giving Rosie this one. Oh, come on.
By the fireplace
with the little shoes and the.
That's so
different
sweet.
than the other ones. I might look for more of an animal.
Yeah.
Themed one. I thought about if I wanted to stick with the animal one, I might do this bird. I might do that one for Liddy.
Yeah.
Rosie and Millie.
Those are so, that bird one is cute.
I could stitch so much of this, and I was thinking how cute so many of these motifs would be on like Christmas napkins that are pulled out for
Oh yeah.
special.
Does it, in the end of the book, doesn't she give you like ideas for how to use these pieces? Yeah.
There's a few pattern, like the Christmas stocking, Santa sack, the Advent calendar.
I think,
as long as I'm here, I should just show the Advent calendar.
I think I was just thinking about that Advent calendar, and I think when we move and we have a bigger house and maybe you know, like a bigger kitchen area or something, I think I might actually do that little Advent calendar just for myself. Here. It's just so cute.
Okay, it's gonna take a second for the light to adjust, but is it showing?
And there's yeah.
Here, let me.
Can't see the individual motifs very well, but
I'm gonna pull the computer out of the sunlight.
Yeah.
That's better. Yeah, that's better.
And are they just little pockets, right? She just makes little.
Stitched them into little pockets.
Yeah.
The numbers and the motifs are scattered throughout the book in different patterns.
Yeah. How are those hooked on? Is it just a frame with wire?
Frame with burlap twine or something, and then it has just a little red thread tied to the back of the pocket.
Oh, it's a red thread that hangs them, so they don't come off. They just hang.
They just hang. You probably put the whole frame away as it is every year.
I have to have that, even if I don't ever put anything in it.
I know. Well, and she just has like cute little candy canes. I mean, you could just stick little candy canes and trinkets. You wouldn't even have to fill each one. Hers is just a few in that sample. So that's my plan, and I did start the little.
And again, that book, pretty darn affordable on Amazon if it's still available.
All the things you get in it, it's amazingly affordable. Okay, I'm just going to pull this down out of the sun a little more. Even though it's not a flattering angle for me, but so the little sled with the deer, and this will have the bunnies on it and the big wreath, and just a tiny little start on it. But I'm hoping to have that one done this week. I thought if I try to do one a week, and then I have another ornament that I saw somewhere. I think it was in one of the Just Cross Stitch magazines, of a Dala horse that I have a friend who really likes those, and I don't think she watches this, so it's probably safe to say I was thinking about stitching that for her for Christmas as well. And I think there's 5 weeks in July, maybe enough that I could do another, but that might be ambitious. So that's my plan.
There's a half a week. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4 full weeks, and then this week was half a week.
So depending on how quickly I get 3 done, I could maybe do 4. Depending how quickly I get 4, I could maybe slide a 5th one in.
Yeah.
So, well, I guess this kind of goes into haul, but I was just going to show. Did I talk last week about this crazy fabric that I decided to try to buy super cheap?
You did. You did.
Look at how this came. I mean, this thing is truly 60 inches.
Oh my gosh.
So much fabric. Like, I'm drowning in it. So I will cut this off. And it was not hard to stitch over 2 threads. I could not tell you what count it is because it's not like an official cross stitch fabric. It's just like linen you might buy. And so I don't know what you could sew with this, like, kind of a cut of maybe pants for children.
Not like you're gonna make a linen dress out of it or something.
It's like, I think it was like 60 inches by 20 inches or something. So it's not even 2 feet across. So
it's just a remnant, maybe.
I have no idea, but but this is a lot of fabric, and for $13 you got that piece plus this more like oatmeal colored piece, same size. I won't unfold it and look like a crazy person again, but it's so you get the same amount.
Does it feel like it's like a 32 count? Like you're just working on a or smaller?
I think 32. I think if you hold it one way, it's a slightly different count than the other. I would it feels like.
So it's not an even weave.
Am I just making that up? I don't know. It's not an even weave. It's definitely a linen. But it was not hard to see the holes and stitch, and so. I mean,
send me a close up of it on a phone tonight. I want to see how easy it is.
Maybe I'll take a close up and attach it to the end of the video in case anyone's interested. Yeah. I can link to it on the show notes to what it is I bought, because I just don't have right now. I just don't have money to drop like $30 on fabric every month. I want to spend a reasonable amount of money and be able to make a lot of stuff on it right now, just because that's how our finances kind of are. So
Well, and that seems really perfect for like small little projects like this too.
like
If you don't have a lot of scraps.
exactly. And I
Yeah.
don't have a lot of scraps. I mean, I've been learning how to make do, like if I have a larger piece of fabric and I start, you know, when you don't do a center start, you often have more on the sides.
Yeah.
Pieces.
Yeah.
So I've learned how to do that, but
Yeah.
but
I do think it's not starting in the center gives you much more fabric management options.
I think so too. It's way more versatile. So I've love that. So those are my Jolly July.
So cute.
Yeah, I'm really excited about those. They make me really happy.
Yeah.
I have all the colors gathered. I think there were a few you were picking up for me that I still
Yeah.
yeah.
The only thing was they did not have. I got your regular white. They didn't have B5200.
That's fine. I needed white.
Yeah.
I think they probably called for me. So that's Jolly July, and that's basically my haul. Unless I can show this that you sent to me. That you were gonna get rid of.
Oh yeah, I was going through. Okay, that leads into my next thing I was going to talk about. I was going through some bins last week looking for something of all my old stuff, and I have several of those kits that were dimension kits, and that's a dimension gold kit. So that actually has the floss, the fabric, all the charms, all the beads. Yeah, and it actually is really, really pretty. I just knew that I've got so much to stitch that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's a real glare. And I think I've said before, I have a December birthday. I'm a week before Christmas. And so I think back when I was cross stitching a lot, people gave me those kinds of kits. I have a garden one that I really love. You would love it, Sarah, probably. It's like little garden angels, but they're gardening. There's like 3 of them. But when I was digging around, I actually commented on Stitching at the Cabin because she was talking about finding some lavender and lace patterns. She was also going through a bin and stuff that she totally forgotten. And she said, "Oh, are you going?" She commented, said, "Are you going to?" Because I commented that I had just found some of mine, and she said, "Oh, are you going to show yours?" So I am going to show them what I found, and they are not. None of these were available on 1-2-3 Stitch, but maybe you can find them other places. But I have never stitched these. I bought these. Oh, I love them actually. This is the birth sampler.
Oh yeah.
Which is gorgeous. So I have that one. And then I have this one, which is called, I always forget what this one's called, Enchanted Alphabet.
Oh.
And it's a little girl with all those letters. I would actually love to stitch these still. I think they're just kind of timeless. And the third one I found, which I don't know why, and in fact, it made me kind of look for these because I saw somebody on Facebook, one of the Facebook groups, actually finished this piece. And I bought this before I ever had 3 little granddaughters, before I ever had redheads. But
yes, oh my gosh,
isn't that just
so cute?
Sweet? And the patterns, they're just like one page. Just like, in fact, I don't know if I'm missing. Like I had to make sure these were really lavender and lace and not told in a garden. I had to Google it just to make sure because there's nothing on here. Like they call this, like this one with the girls is called Butternut Road, but nothing on it says lavender and lace. And it was printed in 1991. So these are my, I showed those for you, Stitching at the Cabin, but those are my old, I don't want to get rid of them because I think I might someday stitch them. So that's the one thing. And then I do have some haul. First of all, because I've been watching Carolyn Zook and she makes me do all these things like start Hawk Run Hollows. She has a really nice planner that she does her planning in. And I felt like now that we're floss tubing and we're participating in different things, you know, Jolly July and WIPCO and I don't know, just I want to be able to be more intentional on what I'm working on. And so I have a planner. I love this Katie Daisy brand. I mean, they're gorgeous inside. Like this is,
oh wow,
yeah, in between each month. But this is small, and I wanted to be able to fold my calendars like this and attach them in a planner. So I bought her. I thought it was sometimes hers overlap years, but this one actually doesn't start till January. But I bought a little bit bigger one. Off of Amazon. I buy her small mini calendar, which is what I'm going to hang on that little bulletin board above my desk. But like, I mean, they're just so pretty.
That is.
And she actually sells, she has a coloring book too, but she sells planner stickers.
Oh.
So this is the, okay, look at this title. I don't know. Look at this title page.
Oh.
Just so cute. So anyway, I bought that, but I can't start it until January. I'm kind of bummed, but
What's
anyway.
her name?
Katie Daisy.
Katie Daisy. Okay.
Uh-huh.
I have a link, or at least put her name or something.
Yeah, it's on it. Sure stuff's on Amazon. And it's not terribly expensive. I mean, it wasn't, you know, cheap. The other thing, though, I don't know if everybody has already heard about Long Dog Samplers put out their summer pattern called Pandemic, and I don't have a picture. You'll have to Google it. But it's, their patterns could be monochromatic, or you can do crazy color combinations. Like Jan Hicks is going to do it, and she's already pulled her colors, and she's so good at color management. But I didn't want to have to think that hard. And these are big. It's like a 28-page pattern. But I bought some silk.
I downloaded it and I was like, no way am I ever going to do this right now. Maybe someday. But who knows?
Maybe someday. But I have my hoity-toities by them. But I thought I would maybe kind of start this. And maybe finish it before I die. But I bought some silk from Mrs. Sadis.
Oh, yeah.
And she's indie silk dyer. And this, oh, it's so blowing out. Is that any better?
Oh, that's pretty.
It's called hydrangea. So just think of purple and blue hydrangeas, and that's what you get. And this is such a good deal for silk. It's like, what was it, like 200, I think it's 230 meters. I think that's like 240 yards or around that. And it's like, I think it's $28. I mean, it took a while to get here because it's coming from Spain. And she was basically stopped dying when Spain was in lockdown, and she's just getting back up and going. But her name is, I'm going to show this because it's Mrs. M-I-S-S-U-S Sadis. S-E-D-A-S. And she has an Etsy shop, and she sells minis, which would be for smaller projects, and then she sells these. And Jan Hicks actually has put a video up on how to separate, because this is just one big hank, like a hank of yarn, and you don't, I mean, I have one of hers called Copper that I was going to do a different sampler with a year ago, and I tried to separate it into smaller lengths. I hadn't seen Jan's video, and it was such a nightmare. I had such a mess. But anyway, I will definitely look at it.
It's stranded like DMC also?
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. So
yes.
each of those strands is 6 strands of smaller floss.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, it is.
I've never stitched with silks.
I haven't either. But everybody that's used it raves and raves and raves about it. So I went ahead and splurged on that because I'll get color variation in it without having to use different yarns, different threads.
That's probably the way I could stitch one of those big pieces at the moment, would be just totally monochromatic.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
with something like that, then you get a varied color.
Yeah.
Like.
That I want to give away from Carolyn Zook that came in the mail.
Oh.
I just loved it. And it was from a magazine that I think she got. It was like a bonus. She sent me a really cute note, said, hey, let's stitch all the Hawk Run hollows, because she's my Hawk Run hollow enabler. So I got that in the mail this week, and I bought some new project bags that I'm running out from Amazon. But the one thing that I got that is super special, I don't think I even talked to you about this, Sarah, and it came super fast. So Luminous Fiber Arts, Misty Purcell, designed this pattern.
Oh, wow.
It's red work. It's called Gathering Berries. And she designed it, and all the proceeds from it are going into a fund for a family member who is battling a really rare form of cancer. And he's married and has some young children, and I think, you know, obviously in need. And I thought, okay, I will buy this pattern. And it's silk, it's stitched with silks that I have bought. They're coming from 123 Stitch. I believe I bought them. It's stitched with Belsois Cranberry. Or you could do DMC 815 or 816.
Oh, yeah.
She is going to eventually be carrying, I believe she thought she was going to get the Lady Dot finishing. Anyway, and so I did buy that. I told her I would talk about it on our Flosstube. So follow Misty Purcell, Luminous Fiber Arts, and the proceeds are going to a very good cause. And then I also bought from her, and I think I bought it to do this on. It's an 18 count of her new color Sparrow.
That's pretty.
And you can't really, oh my gosh. Can you see the dappling in it?
Yes, that's pretty.
Yeah. So I bought that too. She had to put in some fabric. I love her fabrics. And her Adas are really soft. I really love them. And I think that's really all my haul. I think my future plans for this week are going to be Hawk Run Hollow a little bit, button up, and then my rotation for my Jolly July.
Yeah, I'll be working probably mainly on Jolly July.
Also, I have to do that stitch along and sweet stitches on tomorrow.
You better hurry up.
I better not go to bed tonight.
We have a giveaway winner from the Little Robin Needle Book that we showed last week, and our winner for the giveaway is Heather Miller. So thank you for your comments, all of you, and thank you for your comment, Heather, and for liking and subscribing and following us. So we will get that in the mail to you as soon as you send us your physical address, and we will put our email address in the comment box below, or in the show notes. What do you call it?
Show notes. I call it show notes.
I've been calling it show notes. So we'll put our email address down there. It's stitchandstuffxs@gmail.com, and we will keep an eye out for it and try to get that in the mail to you. And I think we're all caught up on all the giveaways, have been all sent out.
The other two have been sent out. Hopefully that people have gotten them, because it was,
Oh, I hope so, yeah. So if you don't,
email us. If you haven't received it yet,
let us know.
Yeah.
But they should all be out now.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you have any shout outs this week?
I have a new stitcher that started commenting on my Instagram, and I went and looked her up and to follow her back, and I realized has a Flosstube too.
Oh.
And her name is ING Stitch. No, I'm sorry, IngsStitch. So it's IngsStitch. And I have not gotten to watch. I just watched a quick snippet of one of hers, and it looked like she was holding a haul of mirabilias or something in her lap. It was only from her like neck down, but she YouTubes. I'm sorry. She does an English version, I think, of her YouTube, and then the Lithuanian version. And I just read her bio, and she's 27-year-old living in Dorset in the UK, but she grew up in Lithuania, in the capital of Vilnius, and moved to the UK in 2012. And so she has on her most recent Instagram post kind of a bio of her, but it looks like she stitches some mirabilias and haids and some really, really pretty things. And I am hoping tonight, after everybody goes to bed and I actually get to stitch tonight, that I'm going to watch one of her videos. And I told her that we had one, and she thought she would try to watch us too. So if you're watching, and oh wait, was her real name? I don't think her real name was Ing. Let me see really quick. I'm sorry, I should have looked that up.
I feel really ignorant that I don't know immediately off the top of my head where Lithuania is located in the world.
Russia.
It is.
It's kind of over by Russia.
Near Russia?
It used to be, I feel like it used to be part of Russia. I don't know what her actual real name is. Maybe it's Inga. I'm sorry, she says her name is Inga. So go look for IngsStitch, and her name is Inga.
And that's her YouTube channel name too?
It's called Ings. Yeah, IngsStitch.
So I'll find it and put that in the notes. And then I had someone that I also found on Instagram, because I follow the Flosstube hashtag, because I like to kind of be, I don't know, it's fun when something new pops up. And this person has popped up a few times in my feed using that hashtag for Flosstube. So I had liked some of her photos that she'd showed. So I followed over and found her on YouTube. Her name is Anastasia Neko. I think that's the name of her channel as well. So I'll link that. I've only watched one of her videos, but I watched the most recent one and really enjoyed it. She's in Beijing, but I think she's maybe from Russia. Something she says makes me think. Anyways, she stitches gorgeous, some really gorgeous projects. Some of them are really whimsical and fun, and some of them are really, detail oriented with lots of backstitching. And so we'll link to her too, but that was a fun one to enjoy. I think I had fun while I was cooking dinner a couple times, and then could follow while, just my phone while I was chopping up and onions or whatever. So that was enjoyable. So we'll link to her too. So
I feel like there's such a it's like I watch a lot of American flosstubers, and we're stitching, a lot of the same similar kind of styles with, some variations, but I can tell when I'm watching something or looking at a Instagram of somebody from Europe. They're such gorgeous things, but there's a definite different style. And I feel like, I was talking to my husband the other night, that I feel like a lot of the European and maybe the Russian stitchers, a lot of those patterns that they stitch have a lot of back stitching in them. So they're very detailed, but then some of them are so whimsical. And I feel like I've seen some Japanese Instagram stitchers, and some of their stuff, oh my gosh, it's so pretty, but it's very different. It's a very different style. Same as their knitting. Like some of their knitting, I followed some knitting ones, and such gorgeous knit designs, and they're definitely constructed differently than some of the English patterns. I was always kind of intimidated in trying to try one of their patterns, but so detailed and lacy and very gorgeous. And I feel that way about some of the stitchers that I've seen. It's just very beautiful and yet sometimes very whimsical, and it's kind of fun to see the difference.
I do have to say, she showed a long-term project that she was pulling out, I think, that she hadn't worked on for a while, and it's a frosted pumpkin. And I think it's a fairy tale one or something, and it has larger sections with a lot of full coverage in kind of like your button up, where there's large full coverage in the middle of those smaller sections. And she had some of the stories that were in the original pattern. I think she said, I kind of missed something that she said, and I should have backed it up to watch, but I think she said some of those she knew and was really familiar with, that she'd read or whatever, grown up with, and then a few of them she wasn't. So she created a whole section of her own for Redwall, because she loved the Redwall books by Brian Jakes growing up. And so it was just really fun to see.
She added that into the pattern?
She took one out and created her own, designed her own to go in there. And I'm not sure what the other ones she has either designed or is planning to design to replace ones that didn't mean anything to her. Because I feel like she maybe said she hadn't really read Anne of Green Gables, or there were some other ones that were the original pattern that they don't have that nostalgic meaning to her, so she was replacing them with things. So
I'm going to have to go watch her tonight.
She might. Something else she said, I need to watch her more and find more, but I think she might be a kindergarten teacher in China. And so I don't know how that's relevant, other than that she probably loves books. And
right. I think Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery has 2 of those fairy tale ones out.
Yeah.
I feel like there was one of one.
I think I've seen some that have a longer strip. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look at their patterns.
Yeah.
I looked at theirs several times, thinking I might stitch one for the girls' room or whatever. Yeah. But the one she was doing had maybe 3-inch, almost ovals.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen that one.
Really cute. But I was also very impressed with her creativity. It was really fun to see.
I have Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery's Autumn sampler, and it's so not my style, but it's so stinking cute. It's all these little animals. I thought, sorry, I don't have the door shut. I just need to find time to stitch that too.
Yeah. You better get on that this week. Well, okay, I think that's everything I have.
Yes.
Something else I wanted to throw in to mention at the end, but
I keep looking at my pile over here.
Stitching related, so I don't know.
I hope everybody's staying safe. I hope you're in states that are tamping it down, and just be well. And I hope this ends soon.
Yeah. And we want to wish you a happy Independence Day, happy 4th of July. In the U.S., for those of us who are in the U.S. I don't know if we have any international.
I don't know, but it was Canada Day yesterday, so happy Canada Day to our Canadian viewers if we have any.
And hope that you stay safe with any fireworks and things that are happening.
Yep.
We are not big fans of fireworks in our house because there was a big ordeal a few years ago. Not our fault at all, but we can maybe share about that next week if we want to. I think, I don't know how long we've been recording. I feel like we might need to cut this off now. It might be a long one.
Everybody's okay, but it was a traumatic experience. So.
Yeah. And my girls hate fireworks, like hate them.
Yeah.
So we won't be doing any fireworks. I do think we might be going over to a friend's house for dinner and then coming back home to babysit the dogs and keep them.
Yeah. Okay.
So, happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July.
Stitching, comment, like, and subscribe. We'd love to hear from you. And
yeah, let us know what you're stitching in your comments too, because we're always, we don't have enough projects, and we're always looking for more to start.